Now, Python exception handling, it just simply allows a program to undo errors without unexpectedly stopping. Imagine you're not sure of something that you simply want to do or write, and then you can try it, but it won't cause an error. And in that case, that's called exception handling. In Python, you can use the try and the except block, okay, to try something. And if it doesn't work, then, well, I want to expect this on purpose. That's just it, right? So I already have a file here which I simply want to use. And let's just do a quick simple example for you to really even understand this in the simplest form. So we have the try to try out something. So when you say try, you put in colon and then press enter, and then you can decide to type whatever you feel may possibly go wrong. So for example, let's just print, and this time I want to add a text and a number together. That's impossible, right? I want to say hello plus 7. Well, hello is not a number, so you definitely get an error, right? But I just want to try it. I'm not so sure if that will work, but in case that didn't work, then I would like to expect, and you put your colon, and then we can print. Maybe that didn't work. It's more like if and else statements, if it's just something like that, right? But not really. Okay, so I wanted to try to add this text and number together, which is not possible, right? If it doesn't work, I'll just print me that did not work. So if I run this file now, what do you think the result will be? You can see it displays that did not work. Okay, so it tried this and it didn't work, then it gave me what was here. So let's try out a more realistic example. Now you have the idea. So I'm just gonna delete everything. So I want to try something this time. So I want the user to input in their age this time. Okay, and if there's possibly an error, then it displays the other message. So this is something we are familiar with based on the topics we have learned so far. If you have not, you can try watching out the other videos on this. So I'm going to be having a variable here. I would like to ask you what your age is. We are simply going to be using the input function. Okay, so inside the input function here, we can ask what is your age this way, but this input function always returns a string. So I would like to instead open the int function and pass in the input right inside it. Okay, so I just want to print you are 8 years old, so I can print you are. Now you could use the f string, or you could even add the comma here. Okay, with a comma that works too. Then you are age, then double quote years old. So you could use your f string or just do it this way. So we haven't really been using commas to separate words like this, but that works. So in case that might just not work, we can expect then we can print invalid input. Okay, cool. So let's simply try all of this out now. So if I run this file now and I expect to pass in a number here, and then I can get this printer, right? So if I say 22, you can see it displays you at 22 years old. That works. Let's try run it again. Let's pass in a text. Let's say maybe I was trying to write 20, but as a text, so you can see it displays invalid input, right? And sometimes we usually use this value error. Okay, I mean this isn't necessary though, but that works. So that's it. So I'm just gonna comment this out. So we also have what we'll call finally. So say I have this try, it should try to show this processing. If not, it should show an error occurred. Now we also have what we'll call so this finally would return this particular block of code. So for example, if I put in finished here, no matter what, whether we tried this and it was successful or not, or we got an error, it would always print or do whatever you ask it to do inside the finally. It doesn't care about the try or the except. Okay, it must do what you want it to do. So if you run this file, you can see it says processing, then finish, right? You can see the finished, it shows up no matter what. Okay, so that's about that.